Chrissy Teigen. She's a bully. Well, we know that Chrissy Teigen is a bully from the way that she bullied a young girl online by encouraging her to kill herself. We saw as a consequence of many, many tweets issued by the satellite dish-faced individual that she, of course, took delight in being unpleasant to people. This, of course, all representative of her narcissism. But her bullying behaviour has been identified and called out by another well-known individual. According to the New York Post, with an article by Ariel Zilber, Megyn Kelly, broadcaster and host, claps back, moronic phrase, at John Legend, calls wife Chrissy Teigen a needy, attention-starved bully. Well, so far, so accurate from Megyn Kelly. Let's dive in and find out more about this. And is she picking up on the narcissism of Chrissy Teigen? Megyn Kelly blasted Chrissy Teigen as a needy, attention-starved bully after the supermodel's husband, John Legend, came to her defense and denounced the Sirius XM host. Kelly, on Monday, responded to Legend, who took issue with Kelly's criticism of his wife for showing her underpants and having serfs and minions help carry her dress to the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, D.C. last week. Similarly, I, of course, explained through the video analysis the behaviours that she was engaging in with regard to, effectively, her servants. So, in a similar vein to the analysis that I provided, Megyn Kelly has picked up on the use of serfs and minions by the grandiose behaviour of Chrissy Teigen. Kelly slammed Legend after the EGOT-winning artist defended his wife and dismissed the former Fox News star as someone who likes attention and was desperate to get back into the good graces of Donald Trump after she pissed all the conservatives off when she asked Trump a tough question. She can just shut up, Legend said. Now, Legend always makes me laugh because he looks about 10 years old. And to be quite frank, I'd never even heard of him until I started analysing Chrissy Teigen. And it's quite clear that he is her little bitch, that he runs around doing her bidding. And of course, he comes to her defence because he not only deems that it's appropriate, but it's likely that he recognises that if he doesn't, there'll be a call of, "Oh, John, can I talk to you a minute?" And then he'll have to deal with his narcissist wife giving him a hard time. On her Sirius XM podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show, on Monday, Kelly hit back at both Legend and Teigen. John Legend had some choice words for yours truly after I mocked his elitist, out-of-touch wife, accurate, for having her minions carrying her train to the White House Correspondents' Dinner while she was showing off her underwear, Kelly said during her podcast on Monday. Accurate observations there from Megyn Kelly, identifying the grandiosity of the narcissist along with a lack of boundary recognition. Kelly said the outfit Teigen wore to the annual DC gathering of journalists, politicians and celebrities was an absurd thing on many levels because this wasn't the coronation of King Charles or a soft porn movie. It was nerd prom with White House reporters and D-list entertainers, Kelly said. Well, again, she's entirely accurate in that regard. But of course, that isn't going to be something that Chrissy Teigen will have any regard to. She has to make it all about her. And she wants all eyes on her, although it didn't quite work the way that she wanted, as I explained in my video analysis of Chrissy Teigen, My Servants. Kelly offered a couple of quick corrections for Legend, saying that she had the #2 news podcast in the US. "We're good on the audience, John," Kelly said. Kelly then took aim at Legend's suggestion that she was desperate for attention. Sweet John, It must be so hard to live with that on your arm and in your bed every day and night and see anything else as you survey the women of this world, Kelly said. Kelly then referred to Teigen's 2020 social media post in which she shared a photo of her in a hospital bed as she held her 20-week-old fetus after suffering what was then termed a miscarriage. In September 2020, Teigen then revealed that she'd lost her pregnancy at 20 weeks. And of course, as I've commented at the time, that her displaying this in a black and white photograph on her Instagram, sobbing, is the most ridiculous, pity-playing, narcissistic behaviour. That somebody who has genuinely lost a fetus, the last thing that would be on their mind is, oh, I must put this out to my 40-odd million followers. Of course, her narcissism tells her that it's important to share this. You could share after the event. You could talk about it after the event. You could explain what has happened. You could perhaps organise with an organisation that helps people who've suffered this kind of loss. But no, what you have to do is put a picture of yourself in a pose, blanket or gown suitably arranged so you're not showing off your nether regions, sobbing, and then wanting the world to see all of this as by virtue of a pity play. And of course, Megyn Kelly's entirely correct about the attention-seeking nature of Chrissy Teigen. 2 years later, after this, Teigen revealed that her child died as a result of what she termed a life-saving abortion. When she takes photos of her abortion and treats it as a PR op, something that should be the most private and intimate of moments in a couple's life, it's probably extremely uncomfortable, Kelly said. Kelly added, oh wait, John Legend was there too, wasn't he? He also thought that moment would make a great photo op too, a chance to promote their brand, Kelly said. How dare you lecture anyone on needing attention, sir? Kelly took Legend to task for defending his wife after she and her cast of serfs were carrying her train. The truth is, Chrissy Teigen has a long and dark history of treating people like excrement, Kelly said, referencing the June 2021 incident in which the cookbook author apologised for telling 16-year-old Courtney Stodden to commit suicide. No need to reinvent the wheel here, Kelly said. Chrissy Teigen is a sick, relentless, cruel, self-aggrandizing, needy, attention-starved bully. Kelly added she deserves every bit of criticism she gets. And trust me, there's plenty more in our arsenal if Mr. Legend would like to continue the argument. Roundly slapped down there, both Legend and Teigen. Megyn Kelly's certainly not going to be on their Christmas card list. And undoubtedly, they will have seen this riposte that has come from Megyn Kelly, which will threaten Teigen's sense of control. And probably she'll have taken a leaf out of the Harry's Wife school of acting and thrown herself to the floor sobbing, saying, she called me a bully and she brought up my abortion stroke, miscarriage stroke, whatever it was. Boo-hoo-hoo. And John Legend, as always, has to support her and wipe away the solitary tear that has trickled down her face and tell her that everything's going to be all right. What's the attitude below the line? Is there a team Teigen or a team Kelly? Let's find out. Peter Thomas Baum states, considering the pair jet set on private planes and use any means possible to travel, they're not good people to talk about the environment or any social issue. Kelly only has to speak the truth. Could cancel culture X them out, please? Too ironic. I've never understood the big whoop about Teigen. Legend composes music, so I can understand that somewhat, but I've never heard anything good about her. Just the opposite, actually. She seems like a truly arrogant, narcissistic, and toxic individual. Mike Oxbid, let's clarify what private planes they fly on. They've both been captured in flight logs, having travelled with Jeffrey Epstein on the Lolita Express. If you've actually looked at Chrissy's various social media posts, she's constantly saying how hot kids are. She's a degenerate for a myriad of reasons. DeSantis 2024. Teigen is one of those humans whose facial features, eyes, nose, mouth, seem to move closer together as the year go by. Ted Kennedy was another example of this phenomenon. Eventually, if she lives long enough, all of her features will fuse together. That should be interesting. Diversity, Equity and Inclusion writes, yes, it is strange indeed, and when you add terribly botched plastic surgery to that phenomena and let it bake for a few more years, you're going to end up with something that's as hideous as any of the infamous plastic surgery disasters. Hassan Ben Sober. Wow, nice takedown to a couple of elitist Hollywood types who probably wouldn't give you the time of day, as they say. Everything Megan pointed out is right on point, excellent. Ken Undefined. Everything that Megan says is scripture to me. A very smart newscaster, up there with the best. Nancanon Will. I agree with Megan. Why anyone would film themselves on the hospital is beyond me. Who knows? Poor me, poor me. I don't believe a word out of her mouth. Common sense. So in summary, Teigen published photos of herself in the hospital after an abortion, told a 16-year-old to commit suicide, has people carry her train like she's better than they are, and has a pathological need for attention. She is seriously mentally ill and should seek help immediately. Megan is right on the money. I think that John Legend might have started out as a nice guy, but he's been warped by a wife with a warped face. Seriously, what is wrong with her face? I guess that it reflects her twisted insides. Sofa King fed up with Biden. Teigen's personality could be marketed as the best birth control in the history of the world. Marcia Graham. I agree with every carefully enunciated word that I hope John has no problem understanding. His wife is vile and has said some very unforgivable things in the past. It's open season for her as far as I am concerned. She rides her husband's coattails for attention. Without him, she would have been and still is irrelevant. HNC 1952. Chrissy is a rude, classless, annoying, talentless hack. Her marriage to John Legend has led to becoming just a celebrity. This is unfortunate, because John truly is a talented singer and musician. Simone. The abortion photo op should have definitely stayed private. The dress was over the top to a White House dinner. Verge Pritt. Megyn Kelly is right. Teigen is an attention-starved bully. Thank you, Megan. Smart lady. Sometime in the morning. How does John Legend look at his daughters knowing their evil mother encourages young women to take dirt naps and commit suicide? Oh, John, you're in no position to criticise anyone when you're married to an evil lunatic who not only encourages suicide, she also lies about issuing apologies to her victims. I'm not a big Megyn Kelly fan. I was until her Duggar interview when she refused to really question them, hold them accountable for not doing anything about the perverted son. But she's not wrong here by any means when it comes to Chrissy. Well, and there's more of a similar nature. The general public not liking Chrissy Teigen, whatever she wants to call herself, and it's understandable, because once again, her narcissism looms large. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.